Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. Let me just tell you right now, my coffee is completely cold and my fingers are cramping. But I am typing this out for you guys because the drama is just too crazy to wait. I am literally running on fumes today. Deadlines are kicking my butt, but I have to get this out because the scoop I have for you today is just mind-blowing. It is a total mess. And I mean that in the best way possible for soap drama. So grab a snack, settle in, because I am going to dump a lot of information on you right now. And it all starts at Il Giardino, because of course it does. Everything happens at that restaurant. So we have Lee Finnegan meeting up with Sheila Sharp. Yes, you heard me right. Lee and Sheila sitting down for a catch up, just casually chatting at a table. And I am just sitting here wondering how this is even happening because these two have so much bad blood. It is insane. Remember the alleyway? Remember when Sheila chased Lee down and Lee's car went into the water and Sheila thought Lee was dead, but Lee survived. And Lee was keeping Finn alive in secret while Sheila thought she had killed her own son. It is just wild to think about. But here they are sitting at a table at Il Giardino like old pals, or at least tolerant acquaintances. And it is just so weird to see, but it is happening. So Lee is talking to Sheila and Lee decides to share some significant news, just casually dropping bombs because why not? And this news is all about Steffi Forrester Finnegan and John Finnegan and their kids, Kelly Spencer and Hayes Finnegan. So Lee tells Sheila that the family is going on a vacation, a short overnight trip just to get away. And honestly, they need it because things have been so stressful. Steffi is working so hard at Forrester Creations, dealing with the whole Logan and Forrester feud, dealing with the crazy drama between Elektra and Dylan, and Finn is busy at the hospital, so they just need a break, a little downtime. So they pack up the kids and they head out of town, just the four of them. And Sheila is listening to this and she is taking it all in because Sheila is always gathering information. She is always plotting, even when she is just having a casual chat. So Sheila asks a question. She inquires about Taylor Hayes because Taylor has been living at the Cliff House. So Sheila wants to know if Taylor went on the trip too. And Lee clarifies things. Lee says no, it is solely a family outing. Just Steffi and Finn and the kids, nobody else. So that means Taylor is not with them. And Lee confesses that Taylor remained at the Cliff House all by herself. And this is where things get really interesting because Sheila actually looks concerned. Sheila Sharp showing concern for Taylor Hayes. It is just so bizarre. But Sheila is completely in the dark. She has no idea what is actually going on behind her back. She has no idea about the mutual attraction between Taylor and her husband, Deacon Sharp. She is clueless. So when she hears that Taylor is alone at the Cliff House, she actually feels bad for her because Sheila thinks Taylor is just sitting there all lonely while the rest of the family is out having fun. And Sheila starts to fret over it. She actually worries about Taylor feeling lonely. And you have to look at the history here because it is deep and it is complicated. Sheila and Taylor were once friends, or at least they had a moment of intense connection, a moment of saving each other's lives. And I have to talk about this because it is so important to understand why Sheila is acting this way. Remember the roof, that crazy scene on the roof of the hospital? Sheila was so depressed. She was at rock bottom. She believed she had killed her own son. She didn't know Lee was keeping Finn alive. She thought he was dead. And she thought it was her fault because she pulled the trigger. So she went to the roof. She was getting ready to jump. She wanted to end it all. But Taylor was there. Taylor spotted her, and Taylor is a psychiatrist. She is a healer, even though she was going through hell herself. because Steffi was in a coma from the exact same shooting. Sheila shot Steffi too, and Taylor's daughter was fighting for her life. But Taylor still stepped up. She tried to talk Sheila down. She tried to save the woman who put her daughter in a coma. It is just crazy when you think about it, the pure empathy Taylor had in that moment. But then things went wrong. Taylor slipped. She lost her footing. And suddenly she was dangling off the edge of the roof, about to fall to her death. And what did Sheila do? Sheila bravely stepped up. She reached out and she grabbed Taylor's wrist. She held on tight and she pulled Taylor back up onto the roof. She saved her life. They saved each other. It was this massive, heavy moment, and they bonded over it. They had this weird connection, and for a while they were almost friendly. But then the truth came out about the shooting, and Taylor realized Sheila was a monster, so Taylor hates her now. Taylor wants nothing to do with her. Taylor apparently does not have any friendly feelings for Sheila anymore, obviously, because Sheila is dangerous, but Sheila is delusional. We all know that. Sheila still has some friendly feelings towards Taylor. She still remembers that moment on the roof. She still thinks they share a bond. The mother of her daughter-in-law, it is a twisted family dynamic, but Sheila believes in it. So when Lee tells her that Taylor is alone at the Cliff House, Sheila wants to do something nice. She wants to keep Taylor company. She thinks it is the right thing to do. She thinks she is being a good friend, a good mother-in-law, whatever she calls herself in her head. It is just so misguided. But that is Sheila for you. And here is the kicker. Here is why this is all going to blow up. Deacon sharp. Deacon is playing a very dangerous game. He is ready to take a risk, a massive risk, because he wants Taylor. He can't stay away from her. The mutual attraction is just too strong. So he needs an excuse. He needs a reason to not be with Sheila tonight, because Sheila wants to spend time with him, but he wants to go to the Cliff House. He wants to be with Taylor. So what does he do? He fabricates a false reason. He completely lies to his wife's face. Deacon tells Sheila that he has plans with Hope Logan Spencer, his daughter. He intends to create the illusion that he is just being a good dad, hanging out with Hope, catching up, maybe having dinner. It sounds perfectly innocent. It sounds like a great excuse, because Sheila knows Deacon loves Hope, and Sheila wants Deacon to have a relationship with his daughter. So she isn't going to question it. She isn't going to stop him. She is going to let him go, thinking he is just spending quality time with Hope, hoping this will mislead Sheila. And it works. Sheila buys it completely. So now look at the board. Look at where all the pieces are. Steffi and Finn and the kids are gone, out of town. The Cliff House is empty, except for Taylor. Taylor is there all alone, thinking she has the place to herself for the night. And Deacon has lied to Sheila. He has cleared his schedule. He is heading to the Cliff House to be with Taylor, to finally give in to this passion they have been fighting. And Sheila thinks Deacon is with Hope, and she thinks Taylor is alone and lonely. So after concluding her chat with Lee at Il Giardino, Sheila makes a decision. She seemingly resolves to surprise Taylor, because Sheila thinks to herself, well, Deacon is busy. I have nothing to do. Taylor is alone. She must be sad. I will go keep her company so that neither of them has to spend the evening alone. It is almost sweet in a very twisted, psychotic way. Sheila genuinely believes she is doing a good thing. She believes she is supporting Taylor when no one else is available. So she goes out and she buys flowers, a nice bouquet, just to be a good guest, and she heads over to the Cliff House, unaware of the absolute train wreck she is about to walk into. And I am just typing this and shaking my head because it is so clunky and messy. The lies, the secrets, it is all colliding. Deacon is unprepared for this. He has no idea Sheila is coming. He thinks he is safe. He thinks his lie worked. He thinks he has a whole steamy night ahead of him with his former therapist. Because remember, Taylor was his therapist once upon a time. That adds a whole other layer of crazy to this. But Deacon is just focused on the passion. He is focused on Taylor. He is not thinking about the consequences. He is not thinking about his marriage to Sheila. He is just living in the moment. And Taylor, what is Taylor thinking? She knows this is wrong. She knows Steffi warned her. Steffi told her point blank to stay away from Deacon. Steffi threatened to cut her out of the family, to ban her from seeing Hayes and Kelly. Steffi laid down the law, but Taylor is ignoring it. She is letting her desires take over. She is acting like a rebellious teenager, sneaking around in her daughter's house. It is just so reckless, but she thinks she is safe tonight because Steffi is gone. The kids are gone. The coast is clear. She has no idea Sheila is on her way. So picture the scene. It is nighttime. The Cliff House is quiet. The ocean is crashing outside. Deacon arrives. He and Taylor start getting into it. The passion erupts. They can't fight it anymore. They head to the bedroom. They are stripping down. They are getting ready to hit the sheets. It is this huge moment for them. The culmination of all this sneaking around, all these stolen kisses in the office. Now they are finally alone in a bed, ready to go all the way. And meanwhile, Sheila is driving up the coast with her little bouquet of flowers, smiling to herself, thinking she is going to have a nice chat with her old pal Taylor. She pulls up to the house. She walks up to the door, and she is totally oblivious. She has no clue that her husband is inside with another woman, with Taylor Hayes of all people, the woman Sheila thinks she has a bond with. It is just poetic justice in a way, but it is also a ticking time bomb. So Sheila gets to the door, and little does she know her husband is already there for an exciting encounter. Sheila knocks, or maybe she just tries the handle, but let's say it's locked because Steffi probably told Taylor to lock the doors. So Sheila is standing there, and she doesn't just walk away because Sheila is persistent. She wants to give Taylor these flowers. So she goes to the window. She peeks in to see if Taylor is awake, to see what is going on. And this is the $1 million question. Will this be the moment Sheila uncovers Deacon and Taylor's passionate affair? Will she look through that window and see them? Will she catch them in the act? Just imagine the look on her face. If she sees Deacon, her husband, the man who stood by her, the man who married her despite everything, the man she loves, stripped down on a bed with Taylor Hayes, the betrayal she would feel, the rage, it would be explosive. Sheila is not a stable person. We know this. If she sees this betrayal, she could snap. She could go right back to her old ways, or is there another surprise in store? Because maybe they hear her. Maybe Taylor hears the knock and she panics and she tells Deacon to hide. Just think about how funny and pathetic that would be. Deacon Sharp hiding under the bed or hiding in the bathroom while Taylor throws on a robe and answers the door, trying to act natural, sweating, while Sheila stands there holding flowers, trying to make small talk. And Deacon is just holding his breath in the closet. It would be classic soap comedy, but with extremely high stakes. Because if Sheila catches him hiding, it is over. And let me tell you, my fingers are just flying across the keyboard right now because I can't stop thinking about the fallout. Even if Sheila doesn't catch them tonight, even if they get away with it, Steffi is going to find out. Because secrets never stay buried on this show. Never. Someone will slip up. Someone will leave a clue. And Steffi is already suspicious. Steffi already hates this whole situation. If she finds out Taylor had Deacon in her house, in her bed, while she was away with the kids, Steffi will lose her mind. She will completely snap. She will kick Taylor out. I guarantee it. She will pack Taylor's bags and throw them out the front door because Steffi's number one priority is protecting her family from Sheila. And Deacon is tied to Sheila. So Taylor bringing Deacon into the Cliff House is basically bringing Sheila into the Cliff House. It is a massive violation of trust. Steffi will enforce that family ban. She will tell Taylor she can't see the kids anymore. And Taylor will be devastated, but she will only have herself to blame because she couldn't control her urges. But let's go back to Sheila, because Sheila is the real wild card here. If Sheila catches them, what does she do? Does she confront them right there? Does she break the window? Does she pull a gun? Or does she play it smart? Sheila is crazy, but she is also calculating. She might just watch them. She might take a picture and then she might use it. She could blackmail Deacon. She could take over Il Giardino. She could ruin his life slowly, or she could target Taylor, because hell hath no fury like a Sheila scorned. And if she thinks Taylor stole her husband, after Sheila saved her life on that roof, the sense of betrayal will be off the charts. And Deacon is just an idiot. I'm sorry, but he is. I am sitting here writing this and I just have to call it out. He is so stupid for risking everything. He has a good thing going. He has his restaurant. He has a wife who is fiercely loyal to him. He is finally accepted somewhat by society, and he is throwing it all away for a fling with Taylor. And lying about Hope, that is the lowest blow. Using his daughter as an alibi to cheat on his wife. If Hope finds out about that, she will be disgusted. She will cut him off again. Deacon is literally putting every single good thing in his life on the line for one night at the Cliff House. And Taylor, I just don't get Taylor right now. She is a world-renowned psychiatrist. She gives advice to everyone. She tells everyone how to live their lives, but her own life is a complete disaster. She is acting like a love-struck teenager. She is risking her relationship with Steffi, her relationship with her grandchildren, all for Deacon Sharp, the guy who helped Brooke hide her drinking, the guy who has caused so much pain for the Forrester family. It makes no sense. But I guess passion makes people do crazy things, and Taylor is clearly not thinking straight. So the setup is just perfect. We have Lee dropping the intel to Sheila, unintentionally setting this whole thing in motion. Because if Lee hadn't told Sheila that Taylor was alone, Sheila wouldn't have bought the flowers. Sheila wouldn't be going to the Cliff House. Lee is basically the catalyst for this entire explosion. And Lee hates Sheila. So if Lee finds out that her little chat caused Sheila's marriage to blow up, Lee will probably laugh. Lee will probably think it is hilarious, because Lee wants Sheila to suffer. And Finn, poor Finn, he is just trying to have a nice vacation with his wife and kids. He has no idea that his crazy birth mother is about to bust into his house and catch his mother-in-law sleeping with her husband. It sounds like a bad joke, but it is happening. The Finnegan and Forrester families are just constantly intertwined in the most messy, toxic ways possible. And this overnight trip was supposed to be a break from the drama, but instead it is just creating the perfect opportunity for the drama to escalate to a whole new level. I am just so tired thinking about it, but I can't look away because the tension is so high. You have Sheila walking up to that door. You have Deacon and Taylor inside, the locked door, the window, the flowers. It is like a horror movie and a romance movie mashed into one clunky scene. And I am here for it. I am totally here for it, because this is the kind of raw, unfiltered drama we watch for. The bad decisions, the lies, the near misses, and the inevitable explosions. So what do you guys think? Will Sheila look through the window? Will she see Deacon's face? Or will she just see a shadow? Maybe she will think Taylor is with Ridge. Imagine that. If she thinks Taylor is having an affair with Ridge and she goes and tells Brooke, the whole town would be turned upside down based on a misunderstanding. But no, I think she will see Deacon, or at least she will find out soon. Because the spoilers are heavy on this, Sheila is going to uncover the truth. And when she does, nobody is safe. Deacon better sleep with one eye open because Sheila Sharp is not someone you cross. She has a history of violence. She has a history of revenge. And Deacon is playing right into her hands. He thinks he is so smart with his fake plans with Hope, but he is just digging his own grave. And Taylor is digging it with him. They are both going down. And Steffi is going to be the one holding the shovel to bury them both because Steffi is done playing games. All right. My hands are literally shaking from typing so fast. I need more coffee. I need a nap. But I had to get this raw information out to you guys. It is clunky, it is messy, but it is the truth of what is coming down the pipe on B&B. Lee, Sheila, Taylor, Deacon. A recipe for